Air feels too thin in a quiet room, and your chest pulls tight? That's not weak lungs. It's CO₂ tolerance. Stay with me 30 seconds, and we'll start training your calm. At night, the room lies perfectly still. Yet inside, your body hums with alarms. A racing heart, breath shallow, chest drawn tight, as if silence itself is dangerous. You try to inhale, but the air feels too thin, as though the walls themselves are pressing closer. Fingers flick across the glowing screen, chasing news, chasing answers. Yet every headline fades, leaving only the thud within your chest. No footsteps, no intruders, no sound. Still, your nerves vibrate like wires pulled too tight. The mattress should cradle rest, yet instead it hosts rehearsals of danger. A quiet room turned into a silent arena. Anxiety doesn't need chaos outside. Creates its own storm inside you. And what if safety isn't just an idea? What if it's something you can train your body to feel breath by breath? Inside your body lives a silent language, a constant broadcast of signals. A skipped heartbeat, a flutter in your chest, a tightening jaw, tiny messages carried upward. This is interoception, the nervous system translating breath, tension, and rhythm into meaning. Most of us ignore these whispers. We drown them in noise, scrolls, deadlines, city chaos, until they erupt as alarms. A shallow breath misread as danger. A single skipped beat mistaken for catastrophe. The brain listens to the body first, long before thoughts arrive. Anxiety hijacks this system, teaching your brain to fear its own signals. But awareness is a key. By learning to sense the language of heartbeat and breath, you reclaim the dialogue. Not silence, not alarms, just listening to the orchestra inside you. The body is designed to protect you, but sometimes protection turns against you. A racing pulse meant for sprinting is triggered while you sit still. A chest tightness meant to save oxygen feels like suffocation instead. This is the cost of misreading signals, interoception distorted. The amygdala shouts louder than reason, teaching the brain, danger everywhere. But it's not the world, it's feedback loops inside you. CO₂ levels rise with every breath hold, a signal usually harmless. Yet in anxiety, the same signal sparks alarm. The heart races, the breath quickens, and the loop feeds itself. To break it, you must relearn what the signals mean. A flutter isn't doom, breathlessness isn't death. It is only the body, trying to keep you alive. Anxiety is not chaos from the outside, it is repetition inside. Each signal the body misreads becomes louder, looping until it drowns reason. Consequently, the amygdala locks the body into vigilance, which leads to your heart pounding, not once, but in cycles, with each cycle faster than the last. And your breath shortens, shallow gasps feeding the very alarm they try to silence. This loop is self-perpetuating. The brain listens to the body reacts to the brain. Reason fades into the background, replaced by rhythm, pulse, breath, tension, and CO₂ tolerance narrows. So a small rise feels catastrophic. As HRV drops, the body loses its flexibility, and so the system spirals. A simple skipped beat becomes an orchestra of alarms. Not danger outside, but circuits within, teaching the body fear over and over. From here we begin to realize that safety is not just an idea, it must be registered in the body. Yet for many, the signal of calm never lands. That's why the heart stays restless, the breath uncertain, as if the body forgot the language of safety. Neuroscience confirms this. In a 2023 Nature Neuroscience study, researchers showed that interoceptive pathways light up milliseconds before conscious awareness. Your body decides first. Your mind only explains after. So, when the body misfires, anxiety follows. A neutral breath interpreted as threat. A slight CO₂ rise mistaken for suffocation. HRV drops, flexibility disappears, and the loop tightens again. But awareness begins the repair. Each time you notice a skipped beat without judgment, you reclaim dialogue. Not alarm, not silence, just listening more clearly than before. Neuro-interoception and awareness. Check-in. Just place awareness on your pulse. Count 5. Only noticing. Every cycle of breath is a signal. Fast and shallow tells the brain, prepare for threat. Also, slow and steady whispers, you are safe. This is not philosophy, it is physiology. In 2024, a JAMA Psychiatry review confirmed that breathing patterns directly shape emotional states through vagal pathways. When you change the breath, you change the message. Holding the breath briefly allows CO₂ to rise. For most, this is harmless. For the anxious body, it feels like drowning, but through practice, tolerance grows. The same CO₂ rise becomes a signal of calm, not catastrophe. Each inhale and exhale are a chance to retrain the loop, not by fighting anxiety, but by teaching the body. Safety can be felt. Try this. Inhale 4. Hold 2. Exhale 6. The body reaches its peak. Signals collide like storms inside the chest. Heart racing faster, breath slicing shorter, as if survival depends on stillness, even while sitting still. This is the feedback loop at full strength. In 2023, researchers in Nature Neuroscience mapped these surges, showing that anxiety is not imagination, but amplified interoceptive echoes. This makes us notice that the more CO₂ climbs, the brain sounds drowning alarms, and the more HRV drops, flexibility collapses like a bridge under strain. Everything narrows: vision, breath, thought, until the whole world shrinks into one pounding pulse. But within the storm lies a paradox. What feels like death is only life exaggerated, a body rehearsing survival in the absence of threat. Practice neuro-interoception protocol. Inhale 1 second nasal. Exhale 4 seconds oral. Reset autonomic cascade. The storm does not last forever. Every system seeks balance. Even in panic, the body searches for rhythm. A skipped beat may frighten, but it is still a beat. In 2023, researchers in Neuron demonstrated that awareness of heartbeat, simple attention, reduces amygdala reactivity and restores vagal tone. To notice is not to control. To notice is to allow. So when CO₂ rises, you breathe slower, not to fight, but to listen. And HRV begins to widen again, so as to flexibility returns like a door opening. This is the paradox. Safety cannot be forced by the mind. It must be felt through the body's own orchestra. A music tuned breath by breath, pulse by pulse. Coherence breathing. Match the rhythm. 5 in. 5 out. The eyes open slowly, the storm quieter now. A first glimpse of calm within. Notice the breath, not to control it, but to meet it. Inhale, a rise in the chest. Exhale, a soft fall. This simple rhythm is the body's language of safety. Stephen Porges, in his polyvagal theory, revealed that the vagus nerve tunes the nervous system, shifting us from defense to calm connection. Place a hand over your heart. Feel its rhythm, not judgment, just presence. Each beat says, I am alive. Each breath says, I remain. The practice begins not with effort, but with noticing, a dialogue between body and brain, built on patience, breath by breath. Hold the breath, a pause in the cycle. At first it feels like drowning. The body alarms rise, chest heavy, a signal of danger. But science shows otherwise. In 2024, a JAMA Psychiatry review confirmed that brief rises in carbon dioxide can train the nervous system to stay calm. Inside, CO₂ gathers. Once a trigger of panic, now a chance for strength. With practice, the signal changes. The same breath held longer whispers. Safety, not suffocation. Exhale. Release. The body learns a new language. Every inhale, every pause, every exhale is not a fight against fear, but a rehearsal of calm. Every heartbeat is not the same. Sometimes fast, sometimes slow. This variation is not weakness, it is resilience. Heart rate variability, or HRV, is the measure of these shifts. When it is high, the nervous system adapts. When it is low, the system stiffens, stuck in defense. In 2023, a study in Nature Neuroscience showed that higher HRV links directly to emotional regulation and recovery. So with practice, you can train it. Breathing slow, holding briefly, exhaling fully. Each cycle increases variability. Each cycle rewires resilience. Your heart is not a metronome. It is a messenger, translating signals of body and brain. HRV is not noise. It is the rhythm of adaptation, a proof that the body, when trained, learns to bend without breaking. Relief isn't just described, it is trained. So let's begin. First, interoception. Place your hand over your chest. Close your eyes. Count 5 beats of your heart. Feel their rhythm, steady or fast. This is not control. This is awareness. Now, breath training. Inhale slowly for 4 seconds. Hold for 2. Exhale for 6. Repeat it once more. This is how we teach the body, air is not threat. Finally, resilience through HRV. Match your breath to a gentle rhythm. Inhale for 5. Exhale for 5. Like waves returning to shore, each cycle rewires calm. Relief is no longer distant, it's a practice here and now. Today, we make safety practical, simple, repeatable. 3 windows, every day, morning, midday, evening. Morning, hand on chest, count 5 beats. Name your state, fast, steady, or tight. No judgment, just data. Midday, 2 rounds of 4-2-6. Slow in, brief hold, long soft out. If the storm rises, add 1 micro pause and a sigh. Let the chest fall. Evening, coherence breathing. Inhale 5, exhale 5, 2 minutes only. CO₂ tolerance grows in small steps. If dizzy, stop, return to easy breaths. Write it down. Tiny reps build a bigger signal. The body learns patterns. You are teaching one called safe. Breath by breath, beat by beat. The practice becomes the feeling, and the feeling becomes your baseline. Relief is not a miracle. It is a language your body can learn. Every heartbeat, every breath, each small pause you practice today, they are letters in that language. Over time, the sentences form themselves. I am safe. I remain. I adapt. And so, safety stops being an idea. It becomes a rhythm, a baseline, a home. If this practice brought you even a moment of calm, subscribe so you can keep walking this path with us. In the next episode, we'll step into memory itself, how the brain can reopen old wounds and rewrite painful memories into safer stories. Don't forget to share in the comments what practice today felt most alive in your body. And remember, every new subscriber fuels new minutes of research. Your support literally shapes the next chapter. Your body is plastic. Your calm is not fiction. See you in the next chapter of NooMorphia.